Okay, so that's really funny. I already recorded this video, except I didn't record it. I just took two photos instead of actually recording a video. So I was sitting there, I was at the end of my morning time here in the chapel, Riney Chapel, Friends University, beautiful space. And no one else is here, so I'm not being annoying, talking to my phone. Don't do that if other people are around. Anyways, so I'm here and I'm wasting time on my phone until I have to go do something else. And I get served this ad for this intentionality journal called the Monk Manual. And I'm like, okay, cool, monks. I like monks generally. Let's see what that's about, right? And so I go, and on the site, it's an A5 size. It's roughly that size, right? Hardcover, cloth bound journal with a lot of little fillers for you to sit there in the morning and be intentional about your day, which is nice. It's like a bullet journal type thing, except instead of it being built by you on the fly, it's all formatted right, which is fine. That's not the thing I would do. Lots of people do it. Anyways, it's all over the site, right? Inspired by monks, live with intentionality, and my very first question, I'm sitting there okay, which monks? Because there's a lot of different kinds of monks out there, right? If you've taken a comparative religion course in your freshman year in college, you know that there's of course, I come from a Christian tradition, right? So there's Eastern, Western, lots of different monastic traditions in the Christian side. On the Eastern spirituality side, of course, tons of monastic traditions. So which monks are we talking about here? Because they're different. And I'm maybe, looking on the product page, you can't see anything. All I can see is about living with intentionality, yada, yada, right? And so I'm okay, maybe it's in the FAQ. FAQ's will this journal make me a monk? And the guy's no, sorry. And I'm yeah, I know that, right? But I can't see, who's he pulling from? Is he inspired by, did he go to the library and sit down with an Aquinas book for 2 minutes? Did he read the Benedictine order and be man, there's a lot here, right? What's going on? And so nothing in the FAQ. I go okay, maybe it's in our story, right? Maybe they're trying to keep the product as broadly appealed as possible without foregrounding the fact they don't want people to think that it's a Christian spiritual, formative product, that it's not for not necessarily for spiritual health, missed opportunity, but okay, maybe that's what they're doing. And go to our story and it's all about how I was a grind culture guy and that made me really tired. So I sat and thought, big thinky thoughts for a big while, and I decided that intentional living was what I needed to do. And so here are the 10 values of our company, and you can see how they're monkey things, right? Monkey things. Monk adjacent things, right? And and it's all stuff good stuff, intentionality, relationships, simplicity, right? And I'm I just hear Stanley Hauerwas echoing in the back of my brain, and it's just wanting to tell somebody. Maybe that person's you, maybe that's nobody, but just wanting to say it's the perfect modernist fantasy to say, I can go to a spiritual tradition I know nothing about. At least he hasn't told me that he has any prior familiarity. They refuse to tell me, even to say yeah, I grew up in the church and that's cool, right? Nothing like that, right? So to go and to say, yeah, I read, or I had AI read for me, who knows, a bunch of books, and they spit out these 10 different words, and these 10 different words are really nice things to think about. And so I'm going to say that yes, simplicity is a good thing, right? And I'm over here why? I agree, Um, but like simplicity to a Benedictine, and a simplicity to me, and a simplicity to like these guys, right? Uh, Shane Claiborne, Jonathan Wilson Hargrove, Gen X kind of intentional community guys, like we were in conversation with each other, but like their version of simplicity, the monk manual dudes are all like, yeah, less things, less to take care of, which is like Instagram philosophy, right? Like I collect experiences, not things, and I'm like, if you're that person, I'm not making fun of you, but like a lot of times it's not deeper than that, right? It's just like I have the whole idea right there, right? And like it feels disrespectful. It feels like cultural appropriation to just say, hey, I'm gonna go, no interest in the context of Benedictine spirituality. I'm gonna go find a couple, three things I think are really cool, or even like I have no interest in Buddhist monastic spirituality, right? Like I at least know that I don't know anything about that. But like if you're like, yeah, no, yeah, monks are cool, right? And a section on transcendence is just like, anyways, don't go mining in spiritual traditions you don't understand for tidbits, and then slap those on your product page and say monk manual, cool. Yeah, it feels like cultural appropriation. I'm sure Tillman will tell me I'm wrong. But yeah, I just had to complain a little bit. Bye.